Hi, welcome to the Q. My name is Gummi, and today we have Sammy the House has returned.
Returned? I never left. You left me. I'm like, I want to be a mujer de mérito. Is that it? Am I a mujer de mérito now?
Maybe.
Is that the way you pronounce it? Mérito or merito? I don't know.
Merito.
Mérito. Okay. No, those are great episodes, by the way. Shout out to all the ladies. All the mujeres.
So, we are going to talk about, because it is September, it is National
Suicide Awareness Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this week, the week that the show will air, is actually National Suicide Prevention Week as well.
Okay.
So, you are wearing a 988
I am.
pin.
Yeah.
And I have, throughout my classroom, I have the suicide prevention hotline as well.
Yeah.
We are both mental health advocates. So I want to talk to you about bullying. I know recently, locally.
What kind of tips do you want? Put them up against the locker, throw them in the trash
Throw
can.
them in the trash can. That's my favorite one, dude.
Yeah.
Recently, we had an incident at a local elementary school that made the news, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of incidents that go unreported, a lot of things that obviously the public doesn't see. And we can blame teachers, we can blame parents and stuff, but the thing is that it does happen. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of these kids, because they are bullied, they get self-conscious about whatever it is that they're being bullied on. Their ego, their confidence, everything suffers. And sometimes it does lead, unfortunately, to suicide, right? So, Sammy, you're a dad.
I am.
If you've had this talk with your daughter, what have you told her? Or what would you tell her about bullying?
I told my daughter to be tough on everybody and beat them up. No. Well, first of all, let's get back into the bullying completely. So I know that you mentioned, different incidents, and different incidents happen at every school, right? And I can't speak on anybody else's. I can only speak on what I've experienced, and I'll tell you the truth. Whenever the bullying conversation comes up, I always tell people, I was bullied, and I've been a bully.
Yeah.
Okay? So what people need to understand is that everyone is capable of being a bully. The person being bullied is also very capable of being bullied. Sometimes what people don't realize, or they don't like to admit, is that sometimes you asked for it. Yeah. And I hate to say that. I hate it because no one deserves to be bullied. But sometimes you asked for it. You give what you get, and you get what you give sometimes. Sometimes it's unfair, but sometimes it's completely reciprocal.
Yes.
It's very reciprocal sometimes. And sometimes, and I hate to say this, I'll say it about myself, sometimes I asked for it, man. I was being necio. I was being mean. I was trying to be the cool guy. I was trying so hard. And you know what? I'll give you a better example. I don't want to be too vulnerable. The other day I'm at a restaurant, right? And it's this couple and another guy, and they're sitting down at the table right across from me. And they're in I don't want to be too specific. They're in a ramen restaurant.
Okay.
They walked into a brand new ramen type restaurant. They know where they're at. They're looking at their surroundings. The whole restaurant has a theme of ramen. Mm-hmm. And the guy that's alone, the guy that's not part of the couple, the server comes up to him and says, "Hey, you guys got any questions?" Whatever. He's like, well, what do you guys all serve here? Like, what is it that you do? Tell me all about it. Tell me about your restaurant. What do you do? And the server straight up, like, without trying to be rude, he's like, "Well, we're a ramen place. We serve ramen. It's in the name, right?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I guess." Super rude. And I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I looked over at the guy, and number one, I recognized, you know what, I used to be like that. And I wanted to tell him, "Bro, there's a reason why you're the third wheel. Like, there's a reason why you're the third wheel, bro. Like, this guy and his girlfriend are having a wonderful time, and you are just giving a hard time to the server. Like, you don't need to. And he was trying to be so cool. And it's just, bro, like, you can't, like, sometimes people ask for it. I don't want to say that. I don't want anyone to feel that they deserve to be bullied. But sometimes you got to show love to get love.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I am the way I am now. You know, people have asked me, Sammy, and the other day I was on another show and they're like, Sammy, why did you change? Because I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude. I don't want people to be rude to me. I want people to be nice to me. So I try my best to be nice to people. I show people the love that I want them to show me. So, yeah, like being what I would tell my daughter is treat people the way you want to be treated. And if people don't treat you the way you want to be treated, then walk away. Leave them alone. Stay away from them.
Yeah.
You know? And it's funny, a little bit later on in the show, because I know you're talking about mental health and all this stuff. There's a movie that I saw this weekend, and there's a certain thing that involves the people that you surround yourself with. And in this movie, it explained it very well. And I like what they did with that, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later on. But that's exactly the advice that I would give my daughter. Don't be a bully. First of all, don't be one. And secondly, if someone is being a bully to you and they're not giving you the respect that you've given them, then walk away. Stay away. You know, you are the creator of your own world.
Yeah. And I think also I think my advice would be, if you're getting bullied, figure out why. I mean, the person could just be a horrible kid, right?
Yeah.
The kid probably has problems at home or whatever it is, right? Because the issues, like when I bullied, I had no problems at home.
Yeah.
I bullied because it was fun. You know, it was.
You just wanted to be an necio. You wanted to be a little rascal.
And I could get away with it.
Yeah.
I was getting away with it, right? The thing is that, yes, you know, you bully. I've been bullied. I talked about this, before, where like I was bullied by my own family and stuff. I think we were talking about the whole when you know how we in our culture we call each other names and stuff.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And from that's where I kind of started.
You felt that it was okay to be like that with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
So
my family was bullying me, so I thought like, well, hey, I'm gonna try that too, right? And
that's how my loved ones show me that they love me.
Exactly.
Let me be mean to everyone.
Yeah, and you do hurt people's feelings, and in the end, like for me, I also grew out of that because, you know, I don't like myself. Like I don't like the person I didn't like the person I was while I was doing that.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it was fun, and I was pretending I was cool and all this stuff, but you just don't really like yourself, right? Well, at least I didn't like myself.
Okay, so it's look, for anyone out there that's listening to this or watching this, there's a movie that I just saw, and it's really not about bullying, and it's not about mental health. It's on Netflix, and it's actually a documentary. It's four episodes. I finished them in one night. They're real easy and very inspiring. It's called Live to 100: The Secrets of the Blue Zones. And this guy, he's a National Geographic reporter. He started noticing that in certain parts of the world, people would live to be 100 or older. And he wanted to find out what some of those things were, like what they were doing. What is it that they were eating? You know, what the air, the atmosphere, the surroundings, the community. And a lot of these people, they didn't live in big cities. They lived in small cities, some of them in villages, some of them in really small towns. And these are all like really older. I mean, obviously they're like 100, right? So like these people are like little old people, right? Like small. They're smaller in stature, and they're doing lots and lots of hard work. They're climbing up hills. Part of it was the fact that every day they had to walk somewhere, steep hills, stairs, and one of them is called. I have the it written somewhere. It's called that they have a moai, and a moai is I mean you've heard it here in some of the Gateway Community Health Centers and the health centers. Okay. It's called the Silver Circle, right? Like the Silver Circle, where they get together and they do stuff, right? But no, this moai was it's like the neighborhood watch. Like they'd all get together and they'd either not play video games. They play games. They'd go outside and garden together. They'd go to the park together. They would hang out with each other, and on top of that, they would save money. The Moai would always save money because these people are older people. They don't have jobs, right? So each of them would save as much money as they could. And whenever one of them got sick or whenever one of them needed something or they had hardship, the Moai would get together and get some of the money that they collected and take care of that one person. So let's say your grandmother or your tia or your grandpa or someone's a widower and they're all alone. Loneliness will kill you.
Yeah.
Loneliness will kill you. Sadness will kill you. And they made sure that none of them were ever alone. And they always chose to be good to each other. Like they're like, hey, let's all get together. And if somebody's slow, like the buffalo, the buffalo herd is always as fast as the slowest buffalo. So they would always accommodate themselves to the slowest person. And every day, the grandma, the tío, the grandpa, they would all get together and they'd all spend time together, 2-3 hours, just doing something. So that means the next day they would get up and like they knew that they had something to look forward to. Like they're going to go hang out with their little old person gang, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like the grandpa gang, right? Like they all had a little gang in the neighborhood and they all hung out with each other and did stuff. They had a little friendship and it was called a Moai. So part of what this show is talking about is pick the right tribe. Pick the right tribe. Are you hanging out with good people or are you hanging out with bad people? You know, I say it to my kids all the time. Who are you hanging out with?
Yeah.
Hang out with good people. No, it's because the other people are lame. You know what, dude? I'd much rather hang out with a bunch of lame old people that want to just have a nice time than to hang out with a bunch of necios that just want to be rowdy and get in trouble. Like, I was at a point where, yes, let's have fun. Let's party. Let's get crazy. Let's get rowdy. And that's fun. But it's not fun when you're worried about what's going to happen next. That anxiety adds on to the bullying. It adds on to the loneliness. You know, not only now I'm lonely and then they're bullying me and now I'm in trouble. And it's like, yeah, dude, like pick the right tribe. Get your Moai. Get your gang of happy people and be in that circle and take care of each other. You know, it's not about it's about we. So you don't want to be lonely. You got to think of others too. It's not just, well, why isn't anyone making me happy? Well, are we making each other happy?
Because you're talking about really it's just the interaction, right? Making sure that it's a community and you guys are interacting or they are interacting. But I remember being in some retreat. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I was a teenager. And they made us hug each other. And to feel like the power of a hug, dude.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how, like, if you've never been hugged or you're rarely hugged, how much of a hug actually, you know, it makes a big difference.
Bro, I love hugs. Hugs are the best.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, and you wouldn't think so, right?
Yeah.
But it does. People who are depressed, I think there's a lot of people who don't know how to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like if you have depression, for example, right? The advice you always hear is like, well, be active, you know, go out there and, you know, do things that are going to make you feel better physically, emotionally, and so forth. However, sometimes that doesn't work, right? Because it's a temporary fix. But also, and they say talk to people, communicate, right? Which in this village that you were talking about is the interaction.
Yeah.
However, one of the questions I've always asked myself is to say you come and talk to me about, you know, whatever problems you're having and stuff, about your depression. You come talk to me, and I'm like your sounding board, right?
Yeah.
And then if you want advice, I'll give it to you. If not, you just want to talk, then you talk, right? But sometimes you, as the person who is suffering or is battling, not suffering, but battling depression, you might be thinking, well, how many times does this guy, does Gummi want to hear my problems, right? Is it a daily thing? Is it a weekly thing? And so sometimes you just rather just keep it to yourself, right?
Because you feel like you're like
you're imposing, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I go on Facebook and I always see people like, well, I'd rather you talk to me now than me going to your funeral or whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah.
There's like a meme about it and stuff. But it does become uncomfortable sometimes to certain people talking to the same people because it's kind of like, and then you or me as a recipient, the guy listening to the problems, what if I don't know what to say to you, right? Because I think mental health or depression, even anxiety, what happens is that, like, if you have cancer, for example, you can see that. Like, they can go in and take it out, right?
Yeah.
But depression, anxiety, I mean, what do you take out? What do you operate on, you know? So there's nothing there. So people don't really take that seriously sometimes because they don't know how to deal with it. I've heard people say, oh, that they just wanted attention. They just wanted attention. I mean, some people might, you know, especially younger people who might be a little over dramatic, but you don't know if they're
yeah, you don't know if they're just being over dramatic or they really, really do need
help. So you still need to take it seriously, right? And I just think that people need to take mental health issues more seriously and just really educate themselves, because it does come to a point where if you know somebody and they may seem fine, they may not be. I mean, look how many celebrities have died because of depression.
Yeah.
And we know these people because obviously they're celebrities. And
no, that was the Illuminati, bro.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
But they you know, they kill themselves and they seem fine. You know, if you go on social media, there's videos, I think on TikTok, where like how they were 3 months before and then like a month before and so forth. And they seem fine. They seem happy and stuff, but they're not. And so I think it's something that we really should be educating ourselves on, just so that if somebody does come to you, then you kind of know what to say. Even if you don't know what to say, at least you're there as somebody who's listening, right?
I have a theory. I believe that everyone, and this is, I hope this helps everyone. I feel that everybody has, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but everyone is quite possible of being depressed. Everyone. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's just one person in particular. I think we can all be sad. It's one of our feelings. It's one of our emotions. We were born with sadness. The same way we're happy, the same way we can get anxious, the same way that we can get excited. It's one of our emotions, right? So we are all very capable of being sad, and there are certain things that will trigger it, and there's certain things that will get us out of it, right? I think that my theory is this. We're all sad. We all see someone else and think, I want that, I don't have that, right? I want to be that cool, I'm not that cool. I want that girl, I don't have that girl. I want to be rich, I'm not rich. And we all get sad for whatever reason. There's always a stimulus that makes us sad. Mm-hmm. But there is something that will take us out of it. I believe that not everyone can get out of it. And I believe that that's where the problem lies. And there's a famous, I don't know if it's a quote or it's a video. I've seen Jim Carrey talk about it, and people got mad at Jim Carrey for this. Mm-hmm. But Jim Carrey said, yes, I believe that there is depression. I believe that there is anxiety. But I also believe that if you're not trying to go get some exercise, go outside, get some sun, interact with people, work a little harder, do a little more. If you're not doing all that, then you're not giving yourself a chance. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying it's your fault that you're sad, but I believe that Jim Carrey, he's right. And I don't want anyone to get mad at me about this, but it's true, because I'll tell you the truth. The same way I'm telling you everyone's capable, I've been sad. Yeah. I've been depressed. Every day. I'm a fat guy that's a premature gray dude. I mean, trust me, I look at other people and think, you know what? I wish I could look like that or be like that. And I get like this, right? I get sad. But I also do my best. And again, this movie is great because this movie tells you a lot of that stuff. This movie, Live to 100, it tells you, go out. Go do something. Go outside and enjoy the sun. Make your heart beat a little bit more. Go up some stairs. Go work. Go say hi to people. Go and do something. And these are all these older people that are living to be 100. They're happy people. They're happy. They're strong. They're in good health. And because they're all just doing stuff. Yeah. I know that some people are clinically and medically depressed. Yeah. I can't fix that, right? And don't feel bad because, like you said, some people might feel bad. They're like, oh, I don't want to tell anybody what I'm feeling because they're tired of hearing me. That's what 988 is for. Yeah. That's what 988 is for. You can actually call somebody and you'll get a counselor. You'll get somebody. And those people want to hear. That's what they're working for.
And they speak in Spanish also.
Oh, they do Spanish. And you can text.
Yeah.
And it's 24/7, and I'm not telling you don't tell your friends or don't depend on your friends. I'm just telling you, if you really feel that you don't want to tell anybody because you're embarrassed or you're sad or you think, oh, they don't want to hear from me, they're annoyed, call 988.
Yeah. I want to touch on a little, touch on what Jim Carrey said in the Jim Carrey quote. I remember hearing that, and I mean, he's right, but there's a misconception about depression there that I think a lot of people miss. So yes, I think we both agree on going out and doing stuff because obviously, it's good. It's good for you. It's good for your body. It's good for your soul, right?
Yeah.
To go out and interact with people and do all that stuff. However, there are people who can't. When you have depression, and this is where I think the misconception is, there are people who, as much as they try to do stuff, they can't.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as to just get up and go.
Yeah.
They can't. So he is right. I mean, you and I both encourage that, like go out, interact with people and do all that. But there are people who can't do that. There's two things that I think that people with depression that lead to that makes them go to suicide. And those two things, at least in my opinion, right, from people that I've spoken to and things I've read and so forth, those two things are hope and love.
Yeah.
You might have a family, you might have kids, and you have a supportive wife or husband. You have friends, and you're having fun and you're doing the outside thing and interacting and all that. But somewhere you still feel lonely. You don't seem worthy of that love, right? You don't think you're worthy of that love, even though it's present.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a killer right there, because it's just like, they're showing you all this, you're seeing it, you're witnessing it, you're experiencing it, but you're really not, because you don't think you're worthy of that love. And so to you, there's no love there. Second is hope. You've tried, you've done the interacting stuff, you've done therapy, you've done all these things. You might even have taken medication. Nothing helps. So if you have no hope and you don't feel any love, I mean, what's the point then, right? And so I think that's what kills people, the lack of love and hope, which is a horrible thing, right? And but this is, again, why, and I'm bringing this up because I think it's important, if anybody listens to this that's in that, situation, there's always help. There are people who were one phone call away from saving their life,
Yeah.
and they didn't make that phone call. I've also heard that suicide is such a selfish thing. Well, of course, dude. Nobody, if you're thinking about it, right, and you're in that situation, do you really care about how people are gonna be thinking? What people are gonna think after you're gone? No, that's the least of your worries.
Yeah.
I mean, you might feel bad, like, oh, my mom or dad or whoever, I'm putting them in the situation, but again, the lack of love and hope, it doesn't really matter. And the one thing that I hate is that it's the coward's way out, because that's such a stupid way of looking at it. And it's not an easy thing to do. Like if you're in that situation,
if somebody's thinking about committing suicide, don't call them a coward or don't call them selfish right before they do it. That's not what they want.
So I want to read here some signs of suicide here real quick. And again, if you're in this situation, people that are watching or listening to this, there's 988 that you can always call and talk to somebody who will hear you out, or talk to your friends and family if you have somebody that you trust. So signs of suicide: talking, writing, or drawing about death, loss of interest in the things that they care about, feeling hopeless, desperate, or trapped, looking for ways to attempt suicide, giving away possessions, behaving recklessly, and anger, irritability, or becoming violent. So, again, if you see these signs in people, in your friends or loved ones, make sure you talk to them.
You're saying that sometimes it's it is what it is, and it's kind of hard, and there's no way to fix things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna list the same way you listed things that are signs, right? I'm gonna try to list some things that you can do, right?
Okay.
So again, this movie that I saw, it really isn't. It's not about depression, and it's not about anxiety or suicide, but it is about living a long, happy, healthy life.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, because I took some notes from this thing,
Okay.
because it's just, whatever. Like, go outside, right?
Agree.
Take some stairs, walk a little bit, huff and puff a little bit. Exercise.
Yeah.
Right? Stand up. If you're sitting down, if you're laying down, nothing's good is going to come from that. Either you're going to sleep or not, bro. Stand up and do something. I'm guilty of not standing up enough. Go hang out with grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the same way I just said it. Dime con quién andas y te digo quién eres. That wisdom from elders.
Mm-hmm.
Take the wisdom from the elders. Go and hang out with your grandma, your grandpa, your tío, your tía, and just hang out with them. If you can find an old person somewhere, say hi to them. I'm sure, trust me, I'm sure that old person would love some interaction with somebody. So
definitely.
Yeah. For some odd reason, purple sweet potatoes. It's just a healthy treat that
I just had some for lunch.
Yeah, there you go. Purple sweet potatoes. Have some good carbs. Don't go into a binge on donuts, dude. But have some good carbs.
Eat healthy.
Yeah. Start a moai, a group of friends. Start a group of friends that take care of each other. Good, positive people. Hang out with a nice tribe. Play with your friends. Go out there and do stuff. And I'm not talking about Call of Duty, and I'm not talking about Fortnite. I'm talking about go play some football, go throw a frisbee. Tennis is supposed to be the best sport for anyone that wants to live a long life.
Which one?
Tennis.
Oh, okay.
Tennis. Trust me, I'm not going to play tennis anytime soon. But go out and play with your friends.
Yeah.
Go run. Go play. Go do something. Have some more veggies. Have some more veggies. In this movie they're talking about, there's a lot of people that are just not having meat. They're not pushing the vegan or vegetarian thing, but they're saying that people that have less meats and more veggies and fruits are a little bit better. If you're eating nothing but junk, bro, you're gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if all you're eating is sugar and carbs and Takis and hot Cheetos and donuts, you're gonna get, first of all, you're gonna get like me, and then you're gonna get real sad. Have some herbal tea, man. Have some tea. I know I love coffee. My show is called Coffee and Magic in the Morning, but have some tea. Tea's good for you too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force this on anybody, but I always tell my friends, I'm sad. God is, God let me down. God let me this. God's not listening to my prayers. And I'm not trying to throw it in anybody's face. And you can do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want. But do you go to church? Do you go to mass? Do you go to synagogue? Do you go to any kind of place to worship? Do you go? Here's the deal. People are like, I don't know, man. Is there a heaven? Is there a God? What if he doesn't let me in? What if he sends me to hell? What if I'm a bad person? Well, you know what? It wouldn't hurt for him to recognize you.
Yeah.
Right?
But let me tell you this, though. If there are people who don't believe in God,
and that's okay. Again, I'm not trying to push it.
At least have faith in yourself.
There you go. Believe in who you are. Have some kind of faith. But I'll tell you one thing: going to worship and that creates hope. Honestly,
yes.
Believing in a higher power creates the hope.
Yeah.
That hope that you said that people have lost. Believe it or not, if you actually stop, listen to whatever word, Bible, whatever it is. There's hope in there. Those words have hope. Some people are like, it's a lie. I'm not trying to make you believe. I know that I believe, right? And you can believe with me, or you don't have to. But some people are always saying, God doesn't exist. But have you shown up? Have you gone? Does God know that you exist?
Yeah.
Not want to show up and let him know who you are, right? Again, I'm not pushing that on anybody. You choose whatever you want. And this is for the older people. Have some wine. Have some wine. Let loose a little bit. A little bit. Don't go get drunk. Don't go get stupid. Have a little bit of wine. Dance. Laugh. Watch some comedy. Watch something funny. Go to a comedy show. Go dancing with people. Even if you're dancing by yourself, go dance.
Live a little.
Yeah. And there's another thing called Ikagai. Ikagai or Plan de Vida. It's different communities have this thing where they have a plan. Every day, you have a set of chores. You're going to get up, you're going to go to the bathroom, take a shower, do some dishes, walk the dog. Every day, have a plan of what you're going to do. Even if it's not the coolest thing in the world, have a plan. Like every day, and there's bigger plans for life.
Yeah.
But every day, be like, I don't know, what's tomorrow going to bring? Well, tomorrow you got to get up and you got to walk your dog and you got to take a shower and you got to wash the dishes and go check your garden or go do something. People need you. Be a part of that plan. Whatever the plan is, have a plan. And so, now a lot of my younger friends, well, it's because college is kicking my butt and work and this and this and this. Look, plain and simple, it doesn't get any easier.
No.
It doesn't get any easier. You're going to have more bills. You're going to work harder. And I'm not trying to make you scared or sad. I'm trying to tell you, figure it out.
Yeah.
You have to make some time. Slow down. You can do something tomorrow. You don't have to finish everything today. Finish what you have to today and then take a break. Put the phone down. Go drink that wine. Go have some water. Go relax. Go walk the dog. Go outside. Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break, guys. It doesn't have to all be done today. Do some handwork. Like work with your hands.
Okay.
Yeah, like if it's gardening, mowing the lawn, washing dishes, work with your hands.
Yeah.
And avoid ease and excess.
Okay.
Okay, so when I'm trying to tell you avoid ease and excess, it's hard for me to say this because I'm a self-proclaimed lazy person, right? But don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Do something, even if it's just the dishes. I keep going back to dishes because it's the easiest chore in the house. Yeah. Nobody likes doing dishes. It's the easiest chore. Mm-hmm. Trust me. When you see a clean stack of dishes, I don't care who you are. You're like, all right, that's good. There's a relief. Because the dishes are done, right? And avoid excess. Again, I just said have a glass of wine if you're over 21. Have a glass. Don't go and go crazy. I like donuts. I mean, it's obvious I like donuts. Don't have the whole dozen. Don't eat the whole pizza. Don't have a whole bottle of wine. Don't do all that. Avoid ease and excess. Don't be lazy. Don't overdo it on the things that make you happy. Just be. And hopefully those things will help.
There's been studies, you're talking about, being productive, right? There's been studies that show like if you get up and do your bed, you have
it's a win.
A more productive
it's
day,
a win.
Right? Yeah. So I want to add something there to your list there that I love to do, and I haven't done it in a while, but I love to do travel.
Yeah.
Travel, if you have
Zapata, dude, go an hour away, go eat at Zapata.
Even if you go around in your own city and you get to know your own city, that's something productive, and because we always hear like there's nothing to do here. And
wander,
all that stuff.
Go wander.
Yeah, and being productive is going out, volunteering and stuff as well. A lot of times, like, look, I found myself also in bed and being like, I don't want to do anything today.
Yeah,
and sometimes you know what, you deserve that day. But if it becomes like a week, or 5 days in a row, or something, then that's the excess that you're talking about.
I don't like what you said earlier about people being, the people saying it's the coward's way out and the selfish way out.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'm going to say for the show because I know we need to end it. But I would hate it if anyone who heard this message or saw this show didn't get inspired by this, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I would hate if one person heard this and then we don't ever see them again. So if you're out there and you're watching this or if you're listening to this, understand that you are a part of this world. And without you in this world, it would be less colorful. It would be less beautiful. And so I'm not telling you to be 100% right with this show, but just try a little harder tomorrow and watch what happens.
Yeah. There's always a way out. There's always help for anybody. Somebody's going to help you.
If not, call 988.
Yeah.
24/7. You can text also.
So the last thing we're going to end with today before we actually close out the show is pretty soon, in a few days, probably even after this show ends, airs, I mean, not ends, but the show airs, is our very first production assistant, Valerie Carlos, is taking off to the Marines.
Yeah.
And so we just want to tell Valerie that we're very proud of you, Val. I've known Valerie for 4 years, going on 5, and very proud of her. So I wish you nothing but the best, Val, and don't lose touch.
And to Val, all I can say is, bruh. Come back. Go make us proud. Come back. And I haven't known her as long as you have, but go make us proud. Come back, and I can't wait to see you all grown up. Bye, Val.
Okay, so Sammy, where can we find you on social media?
I'm under Sammy the House, SammyThehouse. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. You can listen to my show Monday through Friday on 107.3. It's called Coffee and Magic. And if you ever need to get a hold of me, just send me a message. I can't reply. Thank you for all the followers that I have. I can't always reply to all of you, and I can't always do everything that you need me to do, but I will do my best. I do my best to at least reply. And if I can do something for you, great. But that's me, Sammy the House.
Okay, and for the podcast, the QLTX, THECUELTX, the QLTX on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Everywhere.
So thank you very much, Sammy.
Thank you,
for
Gummi.
being with us here again.
Guys, I love you, and people love you, and we'll see you soon.